The world you see is a theater, a grand stage where the majority of humanity are mere extras shuffling through their lives, unaware of the script they are following. But above the stage, in the gilded boxes, sit the players, the masters of industry, the architects of policy, the titans of influence. They operate by a different set of physics. They do not seek connection. They seek utility. They do not have friends. They have alliances. You are here because you are tired of being an extra. You wish to ascend to the boxes. You want to connect with the powerful. Conventional wisdom will tell you to be yourself, to network authentically, to provide value. This is advice for sheep hoping not to be eaten. It is useless when trying to enter the den of wolves. To walk among the powerful, you must adopt their mindset. You need a guide who understood the brutal mechanics of power better than anyone in history, Niccolò Machiavelli. 5 centuries ago, he stripped away the comforting illusions of morality to reveal the cold skeleton of power beneath. What follows are not polite suggestions for a coffee chat. These are 13 ruthless laws derived from the Machiavellian philosophy, distilled for the modern age of dark psychology. They are weapons designed to breach the fortress walls of the elite. Listen closely. The path to power is paved with the shattered illusions of the naive. Before you can step into their world, you must fortify your own. You cannot approach a king with the mindset of a peasant. Law 1. The law of crafted perception. Machiavelli taught that the vulgar crowd always is taken in by appearances, and the world consists largely of the vulgar. The powerful, however, are masters of appearances. They know that truth is secondary to what is perceived as true. To connect with them, you must cease being a person and become a persona. You are a walking piece of propaganda for yourself. Every element of your existence that they encounter, your attire, your posture, the cadence of your voice, your digital footprint, must be curated to project competence, discretion, and latent power. Never approach them smelling of desperation or need. You must appear as though you already belong in their world, even if you have only just arrived at the gates. If you look like an outsider begging for entry, you will be treated like a trespasser. Law 2. The law of total utility. Understand this fundamental truth of dark psychology. The powerful do not care about you. They care about what you can do for them or what you can threaten them with. Machiavelli knew that human beings are inherently self-interested, especially those who have clawed their way to the top. Do not approach them with requests. Do not approach them with admiration. Approach them only when you have identified a gap in their armor, a need they cannot fulfill themselves. You must become the solution to a problem they haven't yet publicly acknowledged. Before you ever speak to them, you must study them like a predator studies prey. What keeps them awake at night? What rivals threaten their flank? Your utility is your entry ticket. Without it, you are invisible. Law 3. The law of strategic concealment. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. In the realm of power, honesty is not a virtue, it is a vulnerability. When connecting with the powerful, never reveal your full hand. Never lay bare your ultimate ambitions. If they know what you truly want, they know exactly how much it costs to buy you, and worse, exactly how to destroy you. You must wear a mask of bland agreeability, while behind it, your mind calculates angles. Be inscrutable. Let them project their own desires onto your blank canvas. If you seem too eager, you are cheap. If you seem too ambitious, you are a threat. You must exist in the shadow between the two, a useful, slightly mysterious asset whose depths they have not yet plumbed. Law 4. The law of controlled fear. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But in modern networking, fear does not mean physical intimidation. It means respect, born of the realization that you are not to be trifled with. The powerful are surrounded by sycophants. People who agree, people who bend, people who are terrified of offending. You must differentiate yourself by showing a spine. This is a delicate dance. You do not challenge them openly. That is suicide. Rather, you demonstrate that you have boundaries. You show, through subtle cues, that your time is valuable, that your skills are in demand, and that while you are willing to cooperate, you will not be subjugated. A touch of aloofness creates a vacuum that draws them in. They respect strength because it is the currency they trade in. Now that you have armored yourself, you must cross the battlefield to meet them. Law 5, the law of the chameleon mirror. To enter the inner circle, you must signal that you are one of them. The most efficient way to do this is through sophisticated mirroring. Machiavelli advised the prince to adapt to the times. You must adapt to the target. Observe their tempo. Do they speak fast and decisively, or slow and philosophically? Are they driven by hard data or grand visions? When you engage them, reflect their reality back to them. Adopt their vocabulary. Match their energy level. When a powerful person looks at you and sees a reflection of their own idealized self, their defenses lower. They mistake your calculated mimicry for genuine chemistry. You become comfortable to be around, and comfort is the first step toward trust. Law 6, the law of isolation. A powerful person surrounded by their entourage is impenetrable. Their guards are up, and they are performing for their audience. To truly connect, you must isolate them. You need to engineer a moment where the herd is separated from the leader. The elevator ride, the quiet corner at the gala, the moments before a panel begins. When you get them alone, the dynamic shifts. The performance stops. This is where real alliances are forged in whispers. Do not waste these precious seconds on small talk. Strike quickly with your utility, your observation, something that proves you see the reality behind their curtain. Make the brief isolation memorable so they seek it out again. Law 7, the law of weaponized praise. Flattery is a blunt instrument. Weaponized praise is a scalpel. Machiavelli knew the ego of the prince was his greatest lever. The powerful have massive egos that require constant feeding, but they are also suspicious of obvious ass-kissing. Do not praise their obvious achievements. The world already does that. Instead, validate their hidden insecurities. Find the thing they are secretly proud of, but rarely get credit for, perhaps their intellect, their strategic foresight, or their burden of responsibility. Praise the process, not just the outcome. I was impressed by the merger is weak. The way you outmaneuvered the board during the hostile phase of the merger was masterful is a drug. When you validate their own internal narrative of brilliance, you become an addictive presence. Law 8. The law of the opportunistic strike. Timing is not everything. It is the only thing. Machiavelli wrote of Fortuna, the goddess of fortune. She is fickle, and the prince must be ready to seize her when she passes. You cannot force a connection with a powerful person when they are at their apex, riding high on success. They need nothing then. You must wait for the moment of turbulence, a public scandal, a falling stock price, a betrayal by a trusted lieutenant. This is when the powerful are vulnerable. This is when their judgment is clouded by emotion. When the waters are bloody, that is when you swim toward the shark, offer stability, offer a solution, or simply offer a calm presence amidst the chaos. They will remember who stood with them in the bunker when the bombs were falling. You have made contact. Now you must secure your position and use it to rise. Law 9, the law of the golden chain. In the Machiavellian worldview, gratitude is a burden that people rush to repay so they can be free of it. You must utilize the psychology of debt. Do favors for them, but do them strategically. The best favors are those that seem effortless for you to perform, but have high value for them. Introduce them to someone they need to know. Pass along a crucial piece of intelligence before it hits the news. These small acts create invisible, golden chains of obligation. Do not ask for repayment immediately. Let the debt hang in the air between you. The longer it hangs, the heavier it becomes in their mind. They will feel a subconscious need to balance the scales, and that need is your leverage. Law 10, the law of necessary distance. Familiarity breeds contempt. This is one of the oldest laws of power. Once you have connected, the temptation is to smother them with presence, to become their best friend. This is fatal. If you are always available, your value plummets. Maintain a necessary distance. Be the coveted resource, not the needy hanger-on. Sometimes you must withdraw to make them feel your absence. Let calls go to voicemail occasionally. Be busy with your own mysterious projects. By controlling access to yourself, you increase your perceived value. You want them to think of you and then realize you are not there, sparking a desire to reach out. Law 11. The law of the proxy. Machiavelli advised princes to delegate unpopular tasks to others, keeping their own hands clean. You must learn to do the same. As you enter their orbit, you may be asked to perform tasks that are beneath you, or worse, ethically dubious. If you always say yes, you become a lackey. Use proxies. Find ways to get the thing done using other people's labor, while you take the credit for managing the outcome. Show the powerful person that you know how to operate the levers of other people. Show them you are a general, not a foot soldier. This elevates you from a mere tool to a fellow operator in their eyes. Law 12. The law of decisive ruthlessness. There will come a moment in your ascent when you are tested. A situation will arise that requires a choice between sentimentality and power. Perhaps it is cutting loose an old ally who has become dead weight. Perhaps it is exploiting a weakness in a rival you genuinely like. Machiavelli is clear. When you must strike, strike in such a way that you need not fear revenge. Do not inflict small wounds. If you hesitate due to morality or pity, the powerful person will smell weakness on you. They will see you as soft. To maintain your connection to the wolves, you must prove you can bite when necessary. Law 13. The law of the empty throne. The final law is the darkest realization of all. You have learned these laws to connect with powerful people. But why? To bask in their glow? No. The ultimate Machiavellian aim is your own accumulation of power. These powerful people you seek to connect with, they are not your idols. They are your stepping stones. Every connection is temporary. Every alliance is a means to an end. Never become so enamored with a powerful mentor that you forget they are merely occupying space that could one day be yours. Study their methods. Absorb their networks. Utilize their resources to build your own foundation. And remember, the student must eventually surpass the master. In the Game of Thrones, there are no permanent friends, only permanent interests. The ultimate goal is not to sit next to the throne, but to realize the throne is empty until you possess the strength to take it. These are the 13 ruthless laws of connection. They are heavy tools, and they will change the hand that wields them. By walking this path, you sacrifice the comfort of naive optimism. You accept the world as a marketplace of self-interest, a chessboard of manipulation. Do not use these laws lightly. Once you begin to see human interactions through this lens, you cannot unsee it. The theater curtain has been pulled back. Go now. Fortify your internal fortress. Study the players in the high boxes, and when the moment is right, strike with the cold precision of a Machiavellian prince. The stage is yours to command. Comment your thoughts below if you belong among the architects of the new elite. Make your presence known. Claim your seat at the table. Subscribe. The next lesson is already being prepared. Do not be left in the dark when the doors finally lock.